Level 1. Practice Squad. These are the players who lived on the edge of the NFL. Undrafted, cut, re-signed, then cut again, before finally breaking through. Adam Thielen worked at a dental supply company before he ever caught a pass in the league. Signed by his hometown Vikings, he grinded on special teams for years before becoming a two-time Pro Bowler. Raheem Mostert bounced across 7 franchises in 3 seasons. When he finally stuck with San Francisco, he turned that speed into one of the best playoff runs ever, posting 220 yards and 4 touchdowns in the 2019 NFC Championship. Arian Foster was an undrafted free agent from Tennessee. By 2010, he was the NFL's rushing champion and a symbol of patience and system fit in Gary Kubiak's zone scheme. James Harrison was cut 4 times and briefly retired to sell scrap metal before becoming the most intimidating linebacker in Pittsburgh's modern era. 2 rings, a Defensive Player of the Year award, and one of the greatest pick sixes in Super Bowl history. Danny Woodhead went from Division II Chadron State to cult hero, a 5'8" spark plug who carved out a decade-long career as a dual-threat back for the Patriots and Chargers. Danny Amendola joined the league as an undrafted slot receiver, bounced from team to team, and eventually became one of Tom Brady's most trusted postseason weapons. Tough, reliable, clutch. Level 1 is about persistence. Every name here proved that talent isn't always found on draft night. Sometimes it has to survive cuts, practice squads, and long odds. Level 2. Backups. These are the quarterbacks and role players who may never be stars, but they've mastered the art of staying ready and cashing in when the moment comes. Chase Daniel turned 64 career passes into nearly $40 million. He studied film, mentored young starters, and built a career on reliability and professionalism. He's proof that intelligence and preparation can be just as valuable as arm strength. Tyrod Taylor has been the league's safety net for more than a decade. A Pro Bowler with Buffalo, he stepped into chaos in Cleveland, Los Angeles, and New York, steadying offenses and mentoring rookies wherever he goes. Jacoby Brissett earned respect as one of the most capable spot starters in football. Whether filling in for Tom Brady, Andrew Luck, or Deshaun Watson, he's been the definition of professional backup. Never flashy, always dependable. Nick Foles lived every backup's dream. In 2017, he came off the bench to lead the Eagles to a Super Bowl win, earning MVP honors and forever sealing his place in Philadelphia sports history. Case Keenum bounced around the league before leading Minnesota to the NFC Championship game in 2017. His Minneapolis Miracle throw to Stephon Diggs remains one of the most memorable plays in modern NFL history. Jimmy Garoppolo spent years behind Tom Brady before proving he could win as a starter, taking the 49ers to a Super Bowl appearance. He's battled injuries, trades, and expectations, but his presence on the sidelines still commands trust. Kirk Cousins started as a backup to Robert Griffin III and slowly carved his own path. From 4th-round pick to franchise quarterback, he turned patience and preparation into hundreds of millions in guaranteed money. Shedeur Sanders hasn't taken an NFL snap yet, but his poise, accuracy, and leadership at Colorado have already drawn comparisons to the best. If he continues developing, he could skip this level entirely, but for now, he represents every player waiting for their shot. Level 2 is about longevity. Players who might not always start, but always matter when called. Level 3, reliable starters. This level belongs to the players who show up every week, produce, and give their team a chance to win. They might not be global superstars, but they're the foundation every roster is built on. James Cook stepped into Buffalo's starting role and became a complete back, patient in the run game, and a reliable target in the passing attack. He's not flashy, just steady, exactly what a contending team needs. Jahmyr Gibbs brought explosive speed and versatility to Detroit's backfield. His ability to line up anywhere on the field makes him one of the most dynamic young weapons in the NFC. Puka Nacua came out of nowhere as a rookie and instantly looked like a veteran. With precise routes and toughness after the catch, he gave the Rams offense new life and proved his breakout wasn't a fluke. Devontae Adams has been one of the most technically sound receivers of his generation. His releases, hands, and consistency made him a quarterback's best friend, whether it was Aaron Rodgers or anyone else. Jalen Hurts turned doubt into production. His growth from a raw dual-threat prospect to an MVP finalist has made him the emotional core of the Eagles roster. Bijan Robinson is the future of Atlanta's offense, a rare blend of patience, vision, and burst who can change a game from any spot on the field. Devon Achane brings Olympic-level speed to Miami's offense. In Mike McDaniel's system, every touch feels like a potential touchdown. Rashee Rice carved out a key role for Kansas City as a rookie, becoming Patrick Mahomes' most trusted wideout down the stretch. Christian McCaffrey is the ultimate example of reliability, explosive yet dependable, a threat in every phase who never takes a playoff. Drake May and Baker Mayfield represent different sides of the same tier. One is a top prospect with all the tools, the other a veteran who rebuilt his reputation with hard work and leadership. Dak Prescott remains one of the NFL's most consistent quarterbacks. He commands the Cowboys' offense with composure and durability that most teams envy. Daniel Jones has weathered pressure, coaching changes, and skepticism to stay a steady starter in New York. Tough, mobile, and respected by his teammates. Justin Herbert already has the numbers and talent of a superstar. All that's missing is playoff success. His consistency keeps him in this level until that next step comes. Brock Purdy is proof that reliability can come from anywhere. Mr. Irrelevant became the perfect fit for Kyle Shanahan's offense, running it with precision and confidence. Level 3 is about dependability. Players who might not dominate every headline, but rarely disappoint on Sundays. Level 4, Pro Bowlers. This level belongs to players who consistently stand out among their peers. Not just good, but game-changing. They're the names you circle on a scouting report. Joe Burrow has the swagger and precision that turned Cincinnati into a contender overnight. Calm under pressure, unbothered by the moment, he gives his team a chance every Sunday. Joe Mixon was the steady force behind the Bengals offense for years. Physical enough to finish runs, skilled enough to catch passes, he defined reliability through chaos. Jerry Jeudy hasn't always had the numbers, but his route running and quickness make him a nightmare to defend when healthy and in rhythm. Nico Collins finally broke out in Houston, becoming the reliable #1 option for a young quarterback and one of the league's most efficient receivers. Zay Flowers brought speed and energy to Baltimore's passing attack. His acceleration after the catch adds a layer the Ravens had been missing for years. Jaden Daniels has the tools and confidence to climb even higher. His mix of arm strength, accuracy, and running ability makes him one of the most exciting young dual threats in the game. Jared Goff rebuilt his career in Detroit. After being traded from the Rams, he found stability and leadership, guiding the Lions from rebuilding to legitimate contender. Josh Jacobs runs angry. He led the league in rushing in 2022, carrying Las Vegas's offense through seasons of change with toughness and production. Terry McLaurin has quietly become one of the most respected receivers in the league. No matter who's throwing him the ball, he produces with professionalism and consistency. CeeDee Lamb is Dallas's top weapon, smooth in space, elite after the catch, and a constant matchup problem. He's already among the best at his position and still improving. Level 4 players are the heartbeat of their teams. Level 5, all pros. This is the level where dominance becomes routine. These players don't just play well, they define how their positions are judged. Marlon Humphrey is Baltimore's cornerstone on defense, physical, disciplined, and versatile enough to shadow top receivers inside or outside. He sets the tone for the Ravens secondary. Trent McDuffie is the future of Kansas City's defense. His coverage instincts and ability to blitz make him one of the most complete young corners in the league. Saquon Barkley runs like every carry matters. His burst, balance, and power make him a threat to score from anywhere on the field. When healthy, few backs in the world can match his impact. Derrick Henry turned brute strength into a brand. His 2,000-yard season, his stiff arm, and his playoff runs built a reputation that defenders still respect and fear. Brock Bowers came into the league as one of the most NFL-ready tight ends ever. His combination of size, speed, and after-catch ability makes him a nightmare for defenses already. George Kittle is as complete as a tight end gets. He blocks like a lineman and moves like a wideout, giving San Francisco flexibility few teams can match. Ja'Marr Chase is pure explosion. His chemistry with Joe Burrow and ability to take over games have already made him one of the league's premier receivers. Justin Jefferson has the polish and production to lead a generation. His route running, hands, and consistency make him a weekly mismatch no defense can truly stop. Amon-Ra St. Brown built his career on discipline and focus. A technician in Detroit's offense, he's become the symbol of the Lions' new identity: tough, sharp, relentless. Patrick Surtain too plays cornerback like a veteran twice his age. His footwork and patience allow him to erase top receivers every week. Fred Warner is the prototype for the modern linebacker. Fast enough to cover tight ends, smart enough to command a defense, and physical enough to fill any gap. Roquan Smith brings leadership and physicality to every snap. His pursuit and instincts make Baltimore's front seven one of the league's most respected units. Myles Garrett looks built in a lab for pass rushing. Every season, he finds new ways to beat double teams, setting the standard for edge defenders. TJ Watt is relentless. His timing, motor, and technique make him a game changer every time he steps on the field, capable of swinging outcomes with one play. Level 5 players dominate every Sunday. They're the faces of their franchises, and the nightmares of everyone who lines up across from them. Level 6, MVPs/Hall of Fame locks. This level is reserved for the players who have already changed the modern game. Every snap they take defines how the sport evolves. Lamar Jackson redefined the quarterback position. His speed, vision, and arm talent forced defenses to adapt in real time. 2 MVP awards into his career, he's already one of the most dynamic offensive players in history, capable of carrying a team on his own. Josh Allen embodies the modern prototype: massive arm strength, mobility, and physicality. He can throw 70 yards one play and bulldoze a linebacker the next. His rise in Buffalo turned a long-struggling franchise into a perennial contender. Patrick Mahomes is already building one of the greatest careers the league has ever seen. Multiple MVPs, multiple Super Bowl titles, and a playing style that blends creativity with surgical precision. He's the benchmark for what quarterback play looks like in the modern era. Jonathan Taylor became the standard for running backs in his prime. His blend of size, balance, and breakaway speed made him the centerpiece of Indianapolis's offense. When healthy, he controls the tempo of games like few backs in the league. Level 6 players are beyond elite. They define their era. They're the ones future players will be compared to, the ones who make even greatness look routine. Level 7, Legends/Immortals. This is the summit, the rare air where players don't just dominate eras, they define football itself. Every name here changed the game forever. Tom Brady is the ultimate standard for winning. 7 Super Bowl rings, countless comebacks, and 2 decades of unmatched discipline. He outlasted generations of players and turned the Patriot way into a synonym for excellence. Jerry Rice is the blueprint for perfection at wide receiver. His precision, work ethic, and production are unmatched. 22,895 receiving yards, 197 touchdowns, and a resume that may never be approached again. Lawrence Taylor changed how the game is played. Before him, linebackers reacted. After him, they attacked. His speed and violence off the edge redefined defense and forced offenses to evolve just to survive him. Deion Sanders was more than a cornerback. He was a showman, an athlete who controlled the pace of games without touching the ball on offense. Whether locking down receivers or returning punts, primetime made football feel electric. Peyton Manning was a coach in pads, the most cerebral quarterback the sport has ever seen. His pre-snap mastery and precision turned the Colts and Broncos into perennial contenders and left an imprint on every young quarterback that followed. Ray Lewis was the emotional heartbeat of Baltimore. His leadership, preparation, and intensity built the identity of the Ravens and helped deliver 2 Super Bowls to the city. On every snap, he made defense feel like destiny.